What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing. I just finished up watching Tszyu versus Brian Mendoza, and this was a 12-rounder for the WBO Super Welterweight Championship. And this fight was Saturday, October 14th, from the Gold Coast Convention Center in Broadbeach, Australia. And this fight was broadcasted on Showtime. And in this fight, Tszyu was able to solidify his status as WBO Super Welterweight Champion by defeating Brian Mendoza by unanimous decision in a pretty clear fight in his favor. So I scored this one 117-111, pretty similar to how I predicted it going, anywhere between 118-110 and 116-112 for Tszyu, and that's what happened. So I had a 117-111. I did agree with one of the judges who also had a 117-111, and the other two had a 116-111 and 116-112 in Tszyu's favor, respectively. So just to break this fight down round by round, Tszyu in this one, obviously getting the first defense of his WBO title after being upgraded from interim champion after Jermell Charlo fought Canelo Alvarez. But the first round in this fight, let me just say this first actually, this fight was a tale of two halves. The first half was very competitive and close. Second half was a wash for Tszyu, dominant. That second half was for Tszyu. But the first round in this one was very, very tight. Could have been a 10-10, could have went either way. Both Tszyu and Mendoza landed some very good right hands in the first, but I edged it to Tszyu, could have went either way. Round number 2, though, I thought Tszyu won, had some very good stiff jabs. Round number 3, it was very, very close. I thought that Tszyu was placing the better shots, but it was very, very tight, could have went either way as well. Then the fourth round, though, I gave to Mendoza. I thought he had overall the better work than Tszyu, landing some good uppercuts and hooks. Then in the fifth round, I gave it to Tszyu. It seemed like Tszyu was starting to land some big and hard shots on Mendoza a bit. But then in the sixth round, Mendoza had some very, very good work. He was sort of moving on his toes a little bit, landing some good shots coming in, leaping in and out. It was a very good sixth round for Mendoza. But then all the way from round 7 to round 11 was a dominant display for Tszyu. So just to get into that seventh round, Tszyu was able to stun Mendoza very badly. Mendoza got hit with like 3 straight flush uppercuts from Tszyu, got him hurt bad, and Mendoza was stunned on the ropes, looked very, very hurt. But the thing with Mendoza, he was not trying to get stopped because when he was hurt, he was firing back at Tszyu. Wasn't really that effective, but kept him from getting stopped. Then in the 8th and 9th round, Tszyu won them easily, just landing the better and harder shots and exchanging with the better shots. Then round number 10, Mendoza was hurt again by some very good right hands by Tszyu. And it was really a huge Tszyu round. There was also a body shot that sort of strayed low from Mendoza when he was firing back, and it gave a reaction from Tszyu. But it was a huge round from Tszyu. He was battering Mendoza on the ropes a bit. And then in round 11, I thought the fight was going to get stopped because Mendoza was just getting walked down and battered. And this really shows how much of a great chin and how much of a warrior Mendoza is, that he was able to take all those shots and go the distance. Because in that 11th round, you guys should go rewatch it. Tszyu was really battering him in that 11th. Then in the 12th round, it was a very good comeback round for Mendoza. Did very, very well. Landed the better shots overall, in my opinion. So I gave him the 12th. But with that being said, this goes into the question, what is next for Tszyu? Now 24-0, successfully defending his WBO title for the first time. So for Tszyu, obviously what's next? I would love to see him fight, obviously, Jermell Charlo. And that's the fight that we want to see. And I know that Jermell was just stripped of that WBO title, which is why Tszyu has it. But we want to see that fight. I also wouldn't mind seeing Tszyu against someone else who's very high rated at super welterweight. Erickson Lubin just got a very big win over Jesus Ramos, and no matter what you think about that decision, if it was bad or if it was a good decision, still we could possibly see a Tszyu and Lubin clash, but we could possibly see him fight Charlo. And yeah, just really big fights could be next for Tszyu. But as for Brian Mendoza, losing here for the third time in his career, put up a valiant effort, took some heavy punishment, but I believe he is still the WBC's interim champion, considering it wasn't on the line for this one. But for Mendoza, I wouldn't mind seeing him rematch Sebastian Fundora, who he did win the interim title from. I wouldn't mind seeing that happen. Or even seeing Mendoza fight um, someone else who's ranked like top 15 to top 10 at super welterweight. Maybe even a clash between Mendoza and Tony Harrison. That wouldn't be a bad fight. I would be up for that. Maybe even Yoenis Tellez. I wouldn't mind seeing that for Mendoza. But still, I think Mendoza will be getting some good opportunities in his next fights. So overall, Tim Tszyu solidifies himself as the WBO champion at super welterweight with a clear and somewhat wide decision victory over Brian Mendoza. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.